Welcome back to Singapore Property Talk Law. I'm Damien, and we're ready for another deep dive into Singapore real estate. Now, today we're stepping away from, the usual concrete and steel, and diving headfirst into a story that's, well, a little more about family drama than floor plans. We're talking about the CDL Saga, a real estate royal rumble brewing between billionaire patriarch Kwek Bang and his son Sherman, the group's CEO.
Hey everyone, I'm Serene, and Damien, you're spot on. This is way more than just a boardroom squabble. We're talking about the future of, one of Singapore's most iconic property developers. And trust me, the outcome could send ripples across the entire industry.
So, Serene, for those who haven't been glued to the business pages, can you give us a quick rundown on what exactly sparked this legal showdown?
Well, it all started when Kwek Bang dropped a bombshell. He publicly accused his son Sherman and 6 board members of trying to pull off a coup to seize control of the company. He's alleging that they've been blocking his attempts to remove Sherman as CEO and basically trying to push him out of the picture.
Wow, that's a pretty serious accusation. But, I mean, Sherman's not taking this lying down, is he? What's his side of the story?
Oh, he's fighting back hard, denying any coup attempt. The company even released a statement assuring everyone that Sherman's still the CEO and that business is going on as usual. But, Damien, let's be real here. Behind those carefully worded statements, there's a whole lot of legal maneuvering going on.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of legal maneuvering, we've got some heavy hitters in each corner, right?
Oh, you better believe it. Sherman brought in the big guns, Davinder Singh. He's like the legal eagle of Singapore, represented prime ministers, won some of the most high-profile cases in the country. He's not messing around.
Okay, so Sherman's definitely lawyered up. What about Kwek Bang? Who's he got on his team?
He's gone with LVM Law Chambers, another top-tier firm, known for their aggressive litigation style. This is shaping up to be a clash of the legal titans, Damien, and the courtroom drama is about to get very, very real.
All right, so Serene, let's cut to the chase. What are the key legal arguments we can expect to see play out here? Where are the battle lines being drawn?
Well, Damien, you've got to remember that this whole legal battle really boils down to control. Kwek Bang's argument is basically that his attempts to remove Sherman as CEO were, unfairly blocked. He's probably going to claim a breach of his authority as executive chairman.
So we're talking about a potential power struggle between the chairman and the board.
Exactly. Now, on the flip side, Sherman and the 6 board members are likely to argue they acted in the best interests of the company. They might even question Kwek Bang's motives, Was he really acting in CDL's best interests? Or was this driven by something a bit more personal?
So they're going to try and paint him as being out of touch, maybe even a little vindictive.
It wouldn't be surprising. And remember, Catherine Wu Kwek Bang's longtime advisor might also come into play here. Her influence on his decisions could become a point of contention, especially if there's a perception of conflict of interest.
Okay, so we've got a potential power struggle, questions about motives, and maybe even some juicy gossip about Catherine Wu thrown in for good measure. What does all this mean for us, the average investors watching this drama unfold?
Well, for starters, keep an eye on CDL's share price. Legal battles like this can create uncertainty and volatility, and that often translates to a bumpy ride for investors.
You're saying we might want to buckle up for a roller coaster ride.
It's definitely a possibility. Also, pay close attention to any statements released by both sides. They'll be trying to manage public perception and influence investor sentiment.
So read between the lines. Look for any hints about the direction this case might be heading.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the impact on CDL's operations. This kind of internal turmoil can distract management, potentially impact their decision-making, which could have a ripple effect on projects' investments and ultimately the company's bottom line.
It's fascinating to see how a family feud can have such far-reaching consequences, not just for the family involved, but for an entire company and its stakeholders.
And remember, this isn't just about CDL. It really highlights the challenges that many family-run businesses face, especially when it comes to succession planning and navigating those tricky dynamics between family ties and business decisions.
Okay, so we've got the power struggle, the potential for market volatility, and a cautionary tale about family businesses. What else should we be looking out for as this legal battle plays out? One thing that really sticks out to me is the timing of all this. Kwek Bang's cousin, resigned from the board back in 2020, and then we had 3 other independent directors leaving because of disagreements. Makes you wonder if those departures were kind of early warning signs, like cracks starting to show.
It definitely raises questions about whether the board was really addressing these concerns, potential conflicts of interest, especially when you have both the chairman and the CEO coming from the same family. It's a tricky situation. You really need strong corporate governance to make sure there are checks and balances.
And for investors, that's got to be a red flag, right?
Right.
I mean, if experienced board members are walking away,
Yeah.
makes you wonder what they're seeing, what's making them uncomfortable.
Absolutely. It really underscores the importance of paying attention to those kinds of signals. Board resignations, especially when you have multiple independent directors involved, could be an indicator of deeper issues within a company.
So, Serene, as this CDL saga heads to court, what are you going to be watching for? What are the key indicators of who might come out on top?
Well, I'll be watching the legal strategies closely. Davinder Singh is known for his meticulous preparation and his aggressive approach, so I expect some fireworks from him. And on the other side, LVM law chambers will need to be equally sharp to counter his moves. It'll be a fascinating legal chess match to watch.
And beyond the legal arguments, what about the impact on CDL's business? Will they be able to function effectively with this cloud hanging over them?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? This kind of high-profile dispute. It can be a huge distraction for management and could really damage the company's reputation. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate this challenging period and whether they can maintain investor confidence and keep their projects on track.
Well, one thing's for sure, we'll be keeping a close eye on all the developments in this CDL saga. It's a real-life drama that highlights the complexities of family businesses, the importance of strong corporate governance, and the high stakes involved when power and control are at play.
And Damien, I think this case offers a valuable lesson for all of us, whether we're investors or just, observers of the business world. It reminds us that even the most successful companies, they're not immune to these internal conflicts, and that those conflicts can have, significant repercussions.
Thanks for joining me today, Serene. This has been a truly insightful deep dive into the CDL saga. For our listeners, keep those questions in mind as this captivating story continues to unfold. Until next time, happy property hunting.